Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. A blessed evening to everyone. Sa mga nandito po sa loob ng simbahan, sa labas, pati na mga nasa online. I again warmly welcome you all in the Diocesan Shrine of Jesus the Divine Word, Christ the King Seminary Compound. We are in Quezon City, Philippines. Why I am saying this? Because thousands now in attendance are from abroad. We need to tell them where we are. Meron po ako sa inyong ituturo na just in case may magtanong sa inyo na kalaro ninyo o baka apo ninyo o baka ka-opisyanin ninyo na hindi pala simba, magtanong sa inyo, para saan ba talaga ang Christmas? What is it for, really? Para saan talaga itong pagdiriwang? Ang isasagot nyo po itong tatlong ito. Pasabi sa kanila na ang Christmas ay paglalaan ng panahon para magpasalamat sa Diyos. At pag-aalala na rin, remembering na ipinila niya kanyang anak na seso sa atin. Dumating seso sa atin, anak ng Diyos. Pamagtanong sila, paano nangyari iyon? Kindly tell them, because nothing is impossible with God. Yan po ang sabi sa gospel. Kaya just in case if some of you may be so hard in life right now, dumating yung bagyo, nakita yung devastation, at some people may be hard financially, may mga sakit. If you feel that there is no more a way out in your, kindly tell yourself, nothing is impossible with God. Minsan kasi talaga yung utak natin will say, is already impossible. Is natural because your mind is limited. That's why the Father sent His Son, the grace, to make our mind, enlighten our mind, that we will see a way, for nothing is impossible with God. So remind yourself, have faith, be strong in faith. Pangalawa naman po pala, pasabi sa mga magtanong sa inyo, para sa ng Christmas, ang Christmas ay panahon ng pagbibigayan. Gaya kung binigay ng Ama kanya anak na seso sa atin, tinatawag din tayong magbigay ng sarili. Tapos pangatlo, basically, pasabi sa kanila, Christmas is for family. Panahon para po sa pamilya. So ano yung una? Pagpapasalamat at pag-alaala. Pangalawa, pagbibigay. At pangatlo, family time. To spend time with family. Kaya nga, Christmas is time to be together, gather together, magsama-sama, nagkakaisang pamilya. Ngunit dito po ang turning point ng aking homily. Ito ang turning point. Sa usaping magsama-sama ngayong Pasko, depende po yan sa sitwasyon ng pamilya nyo ngayon. What could be the situations that can give other color to your Christmas for this 2021? Meron po akong apat na identify. Una, baka kasi some families ngayong Pasko, yung kanilang togetherness might not be complete kasi for the past 2 years ng pandemic, a member of the family died of COVID or other illnesses. Nainalata ko, parang ang bilis ng panahon na binabalita sa akin, wala na pala siya kasi parang bilis ng panahon ng COVID Kaya nga in my own way, aking pinapaabot po sa inyong lahat, aking pakikiramay, kung meron sa inyo po dito na members of the family na nagpaalam in these 2 years of pandemic, my heartfelt condolences to all of you. Pangalawa, ang ibang case naman po na some families posible cannot be together this Christmas kasi their parents o yung magkakapatid working abroad or other parts of the country na it's difficult to be together. Kasi alam niyo naman ang mga Pilipino, ang ating, and we are already, maraming migrants. We have to accept that. 50% po ng nagsisimba sa shrine ay from other parts of the country, of the world, mga Filipinos. Pangatlo, maybe some families cannot be together this Christmas because some persons may not may do not have a blood family to go home to. Yung mga nasa orphanages, or baka in some special cases both parents separated, naiwan siya sa kanyang lola o lolo. Some cases only, baka only child ka, then both of your parents nagpaalam na. So these are some of the special situations we have to consider. And fourth po, na baka ngayong Christmas, pang-apat na baka hindi tayo magkasama-sama kasi kahit kumpleto pa naman ang pamilya, kahit malalapit ang mga bahay, still they find no reason to see each other this Christmas. Instead, they find more reasons not to see each other. Why? Because of anger. Yung hidwaan sa pamilya, that's the one of the, I think, reason for Christmas not to be together. Mga irreconcilable conflict and quarrel, hatred and divisions, o indifference, you call it indifference, dahil sa wala nang pakialamanan sa isa't isa. And this is true. This is true. For what reasons saan galing, Father, yung awayan? Because siguro issue of inheritances, yung hatian ng mga mana, or quarrel in the past na hindi na isaayos, or baka very deep wound na kung magkita-kita pa sila tuloy, baka yung sugat ay mabuksan ulit. Kaya mas mabuti pa hindi na magkita para yung sugat maibaon ng malalim. Mas mahirap na magkita-kita pa, baka mas dumugo pa yung sugat. So it's better not to see each other again. Kasi baka magkita-kita pa, baka doon pa mag-awayan tuloy. Ang tanong ngayon, just in case some of you can relate to the things I said, talaga bang wala ng pag-asa? Talaga bang wala na pong pag-asa? Wala na ba talagang pwedeng gawin? Baka maisaayos pa para ma-realize natin yung third reason bakit may Christmas is for family time. Di na ba pwede magawa ng fighting chance na may paglaban ang samahan bilang magkapatid? Kasi alam nyo, if you listen to other family, even a parent hate their children, children hate their parents. Wala na ba talagang fighting chance? Ano kaya sagot kayo sa tingin nyo dito? How can we restore a broken relationship? Sa tingin ko, healing is very important. Pero ang tanong, where are we going to start the healing process? Hayaan niyo po akong magkwento para maisalarawan itong mga sinasabi ko. Itong kwento narinig ko sa pari namin back 2007. Itong pari namin, nag-apostolate siya sa isang presuhan. Nagmisa siya, after ng misa, may lumapit sa kanya. Nagpakilala itong lalaking ito na siya daw ay matapang. Walang kinakatakutan sa loob ng presuhan. Siya daw ay ang kinakatakutan. Wala siyang sinasanto. So baka siya yung mga busing-busing, yung mga mayor, may mga mayor sa loob ng presuhan. Tapos marami siyang nagawang krimen, that's why nasa loob siya ng presuhan. Ngayon, itong pari namin bumalik ulit para magbigay ng recollection. Alam niyo ba yon recollection? Doon sa recollection ng pari na to, ang laman ng kanyang talk ay yung gaano man akala mo na ikaw ay masama o madumi, merong pa rin nagmamahal sa iyo. So yun yung tema ng pari. Merong handang magpatawad, tanggapin ka bilang anak niya, at ito ay ang Panginoong Ama. Alam niyo, while the priest is saying these words, sa likod nang may nagtutok siya, parang may bata daw na naghagulhol na umiiyak. Then he noticed, yun yung mayor, yung walang kinakatakutan. He was crying like a child. The same person na lumapit po kay Father. Tapos, alam niyo naman sa recollection, may sharing. So right there na rin, after ng talk ni Father, pinashare na siya what made him cry. Kasi sabi niya, Father, pinatin niya sa kanyang mga kakosa, kasi sa buong buhay niya daw, inakala niya na basura ang buhay niya. Wala siyang saysay. Kasi from the very start, he never knew what love is. Wala nagmamahal sa kanya. Kaya narinig niya na may mahalaga pala ang buhay niya, may Diyos na nagmamahal. Yung puso niya daw ay parang kandila na sinindihan, at habang nagpapatuloy yung talk ni Father, naliwanagan ito at parang natutunaw yung mga puot, galit at sama ng loob. Kasi alam niyo yung kwento ng buhay niya. He walked up into the world na ang tatay niya ay alcoholic. Diba? At yung tatay niya daw ay mananakit physically. Na pag nakainom, kaya nakakita siya ng bintana, galit siya eh. Kasi doon siya lagi tinatapon ng tatay niya. Tapos one day daw, yung to cut the story short, parang nagkamali siya minsan, tapos yung tatay niya, binitay siya sa loob ng sako, doon sa labas ng bahay. 3 araw daw siya nagsisigaw-sigaw, walang kapatid na tumulong, kasi takot lahat sa tatay, pati yung nanay takot. Nakalaya siya eh. Then lumayas na siya sa bahay nila. Then doon na siya nagsimula, palaboy na siya. Then he learned the life of a criminal. Kaya sabi niya daw, pag nanununtok siya, gusto niya manuntok eh. Kasi nakikita niya ang mukha ng tatay niya. At natuto siya mamaril. Habang pinipindot niya ang gatilyo ng baril, gusto niya kasi nakikita niya mukha ng tatay niya. Mga kapatid, sabi niya, but the word of God touched his heart despite the pain. But this is to tell you, this is one of the case study that indeed some family might have very deep wound. And all of us need healing. Na parang is a start of his journey toward healing. And thanks be to God. Thanks, kaya nga mahalaga ito yung binasa, God becoming man, part of us. Kasi kung hindi ang Diyos nagkatawang tao, baka wala siya narinig na may nagmamahal sa Kanya. That's why Christmas is very important. Tell everyone, the greatest gift for today is Jesus coming to heal you, to mend your broken hearts, to bring you together, to restore you. For nothing is impossible with God. Remind to yourself, nothing is impossible with God. Nothing. To close his homily, so what are the lessons we can draw from the gospel and from the story? I said, I think, una, for some who never grew up from a Andiel family, who hurt in the past, may mga disappointments sa parents, may mga pains, at whether you like it or not, the pains, and it will have an effect until today inside our heart. So the challenge to all of us is, allow Jesus to come to you, to heal your family. Allow His light to enlighten every corner of your being, to purify you, to restore what is broken, and to make every corner of your being holy. Gusto kong puntahan nyo sa YouTube yung interview kay Brosas ba yun? Brosas ba? Yung comedian. Sa likod pala ng kanyang mga pagpapatawa was a deeply hurt heart kasi yung mother niya did not treat her also when she was young. Kaya kung may mga gustong maging magulang dito, kindly be very tender, loving. Alam ko, mahirap ang buhay. Mahal ang kuryente, ang tubig, toyo, pansit, asin, dagdag pa ito. But sana, we know saan lulugar ang ating mga damdamin, yung ating mga salita, sa ating mga anak, kasi they will be carrying the pain when they grow up. Okay lang sana kung merong intervention. Bakit ko, paano kung wala? Paano kung di magsisimba at di narinig itong mga salita ko at itong banal na salita? So in short, instead carrying the hurt, carry the presence of Jesus. That's the point of Christmas. Carry the presence of Jesus in your heart. After all, He is the Emmanuel, dwelling in you. Do not allow hurt to dwell. Ikaw nang bahala. Choose. What do you want to dwell in your heart? Anger or the presence of Jesus? Kung akong tatanungin nyo, allow God to dwell in you. Not doubt, not pain, not anymore the past, but Jesus, your light. Many times, we don't want to share ourselves to others. We do not want to open up with God kasi we prefer to hold on to our pains. We don't want to let go. We don't want to forgive. We seek revenge. We are contented to harbor ourselves in pain. We close our world, but God has other plan to open your world. And this is Christmas. Pangalawa po pala na lesson, sana yung Christmas should not be confined only to December 25. Sana bawat araw Christmas, yung mga lumalabas na salita sa bunganga, Christmas, Christmas, sa mga anak, mga Christmas, encouraging word, loving word, treat people to be kind in words and action, especially to children. Treat them well, treat the children well, and also to be consciously mindful, to be kind to yourself also. Treat yourself well. Do not be too hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself. How? By allowing God to restore you, to love you, to embrace you, to lift you, and lead you to the direction that will give your life more peace, more life, more abundance, and to lead you to a bigger, wider world filled with love. Merry Christmas in advance.